everybody. How are you?
Hi, Mallika. Hi, Sam.
Hey, the gang is back. Good seeing you again.
Welcome to Water Talk. We wanted to provide everyone a little bit of an update on where we are in the world, where we've been and where we're going, as well as a bit of a teaser on what's to come. So let's start with you, Sam. Where are you in the world and what's going on with you?
Well, I am south of the border. I am in Puerto Vallarta, along the Pacific coast of Mexico. I'm still at UC Davis, still at UCNR, taking a sabbatical. I've been working since I was 13 years old, many different types of jobs, and I'm 43. So after 30 years, I decided to take a pause. Then rethink, fall in love once again with water and all the things that I've been doing, and of course, taking a look at the world, the planet that we have, that is so wonderful to see it. So that's where I've been, and some of the things that I've been doing. Faith, could you tell us where you are, what's going on with you?
Yes, I'm highly envious of your sabbatical, is mostly where I am, Sam. I've been watching some of your pictures on Instagram from all around the world, and that's been a really fun kind of journey to go on with you while I am much more in the middle of having started a new job. So I recently moved back to my home in Northern Arizona, where I was born and raised, and started a new job as the Director of Research Communications with the Arizona Water Innovation Initiative at Arizona State University. And I started that in October. So it's been however many months. So that's mostly it. I'm in the throes of learning a lot about water in Arizona, having returned here after 25 years. Things have changed a little bit. And yeah, just enjoying learning all about the way a different university works, since I spent most of my career in the University of California system, and all about water in the Southwest. What about you, Mallika? Big changes for you too.
Yes, big changes for me too. And I think Sam saying I'm still in Cal or still at UC in California kind of gave the changes. So I, as of the new year, as of January 1st, 2024, am now an assistant professor and extension specialist in agricultural water management at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. So in terms of what I'm studying and what I'm doing, as a professor, it's very similar to what I was doing at California at UC Davis and with UCANR. I just changed my institution and I changed my location. So still very much interested in agriculture and water and working in that space. But now I am back in the Midwest. And Faith, as we were preparing and thinking about, this episode, I was just remembering actually to back when we talked with Sharon Megdal, and she asked us, she said, well, where did all of you grow up? Because that's where you first kind of know water and get to know water. And it was just kind of occurring to me that Faith, you said Arizona and I said Wisconsin. And we both went back to those places of where we first I said the Midwest. So yeah, we kind of went back to the places where we were first getting to know water, which is, I don't know, that's very interesting. Maybe Sharon knew something.
And Sam is actually at home in Mexico now too. So we're all coming from our respective homelands here.
Yeah, absolutely. So there was just, a moment of change for each of us, individually. I also am jealous of Sam. Actually, before we continue, for those who are not in academia, Sam, can you tell people what a sabbatical is? It's something that I think a term that people hear, but they don't know?
So, it is one of those privileges that we have in academia, and basically is to have a pause to go back, learn, relearn, or experience some things that you want to do, continue doing research. And I took it a different path rather than just going to another university and have the similar experience in a different place. I decided to do it experiential. I decided to go and visit the glaciers, go and visit the ocean, go and visit the rivers, to talk to the people, to learn by experiencing the hustles and fate going to our homelands. I was back to Mexico City, Tenochtitlan, and at home with my dad, we're now buying water from a water tank. Very rarely we have water in Mexico City. We have to fight for water every now and then when it actually comes to town, and it really helped us also in terms of the sabbatical bring back all of this to perspective, which I think that's what we are doing here. We've been so California centric. I'm not saying that that is bad, but it really, when you go out and put things in a different perspective, it really helps you out to have this reference, right, of some problems, some issues that we have been talking, and how those same issues occur in different parts. And I think that's what I'm really excited about this, and also, of course, to spend some time with Malik and Faith.
Yeah, and Sam, that's actually a great segue to the next topic because, in terms of changing perspective, that we wanted to share that we're also changing the perspective and the scope of this podcast. So we are continuing, and have plans to continue doing Water Talk, and we hope that you will continue listening to Water Talk. But because the three of us have changed our spatial locations, we've decided to shift our spatial scope to more of a national context. And maybe, in terms of like what that's going to look like, there's some pros and cons to this. And I don't know if you want to, share more about the pros and cons, Faith or Sam.
When I think when we were discussing about this, one of the things that came to us is that some of the cons is that if we go nationally, that might be shallow the content, but we decided to keep the on the ground perspective, the more of the local perspective and how to learn from it. And I think some of the pros is what we just discussed. I think California is a good place to have as a reference, but seeing how similar issues can be addressed in a different way, or seeing those same issues from a different perspective, can help us to put our context, at least seeing it from a California point of view. But also, if we see it just as a humans, we can learn from us in from different parts of the world, which that's why I'm also very excited.
Yeah, I think I'm excited to, keep our focus on sort of the practitioner level, the on the ground level, the cooperative extension focus, really keep talking with people who are doing this work in a very sort of place-based and grassroots kind of way, working on water issues, but also maybe expand our scope and some of the things that we all have learned in California. I think we're all grateful to have spent a lot of time there. And of course, Sam is still going to be there, but to be able to talk about things like, say, the Colorado River as a multi-state and actually binational issue in a similar way to taking on sort of the Great Lakes, right, Mallika? There are these issues that transcend our California location and can help us to kind of try to understand water issues from the ground up in a different way and across more locations.
Absolutely. And it's almost like trying to bring some of the experiences that we're having. Like I'm having a very real experience of going back home and working on water. My perspective has really changed. And I think the way that I'm now thinking about water problems in the Midwest has changed and been very, well informed by my time in California. And that kind of comparative thoughts, comparative governance, comparative politics, comparative scientific perspectives is what we are hoping to do now while still maintaining just the stories. That I think is one of the things that has made me really enjoy doing our podcast is like we talk about an issue like the Colorado River or like the Great Lakes, but we really, try to zoom in on a particular story or a particular set of circumstances or problem or details and talk to somebody who's working on that specific issue. And I really enjoy doing that. And I think it's going to be super fun for us to keep doing that. And there was a moment when we were kind of thinking about having this like existential pause of like, what are we going to do with the podcast? And I was really sad about the idea of not continuing. So I feel really glad and excited that we were able to kind of think of a way that we could still do this and it would still be applicable for all of us, and we could still hopefully provide a very, useful resource and fun listening experience for all of you.
And if I may, to our listeners, also to give us the opportunity, as we are giving ourselves this opportunity to learn beyond California, to be able to grow and to be able to reflect some of our perspectives, our issues beyond the gravitational force of California. And I think that will be great. I think allow us the opportunity to do that. I think the three of us, will grow. And yeah, I hope that we can also share that learning and growing with our listeners.
Right. And just to clarify too, we are expanding the borders of our podcast, but California is still in it. We're going to still definitely talk about California because I got to tell you, we have a list of things in California that we wanted to talk about that we never quite got to. So not to say that we are not going to be talking about California water, because I don't think we can get away from it.
So it really comes the hard question. So when is the new season coming out?
Yeah, that is a great question. And we definitely wanted to share that with everyone. And it has taken us a minute too with our big moves and all of that good stuff. So what we're planning is a release of a new season in fall 2024. So thank you for listening and stay tuned for Water Talk Season 5, fall 2024.